Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today for Scrap Your Joy. I am using Boy's Rule from Cocoa Vanilla Studio, which I got from Scrapbook Your Joy. This is a Canadian store that is located in Ontario, Canada. And if you shop at Scrapbook Your Joy as an American, you spend over $100 in product, you can get free shipping. And one of the actual bonuses of this is that the exchange rate makes it very favorable for us to shop in Canada. The store has just been restocked with a bunch of cocoa vanilla goodies. So if you are new to cocoa vanilla and or want to try cocoa vanilla or are a huge fan of cocoa vanilla and need some more, she has just restocked the store and there is some great stuff in there. So this is the newer cocoa vanilla collection. It is a boys collection, and I know there are many of you out there that are dying to have a masculine collection. So that is what I'm using here. I have 3 pictures. These were actually taken while we were recently up in Ontario, and we were in Toronto. We were at an ice cream store, and the funny thing about this is that my son actually had ice cream twice a day for probably 4 days in a row from this particular place. The name of the place was called Fugo Desserts, and that is why the title of this layout is called Fugo Awesome. I really liked the die cut words that come with this collection. However, I really try, I have a million layouts that say adventure or a million layouts that say awesome. And so I wanted to personalize the title, and that's why I took some, who are they? Evilicious letter stickers and added Fugo above awesome because Fugo is the name of the ice cream that he was eating. So I started with a pattern paper that is a navy that's 12 by 12, and that is my background. This is it here. And I'm actually going to gut the inside of it because I love my Cocoa Vanilla Studio and I need it to go as far as I possibly can, so having that inner page was going to be handy, plus I knew that I wanted that to be my journaling spot. And then I took that piece there, and that's what's going to cover the whole, and that is going to be where I put all of the photos and everything else that goes on this layout. So I'm just going to adhere that down. I have a 3/4 inch space between the bottom of the page and that piece there, and so I'm just using my ruler to center it and stick it down over that hole. Then I have this piece that's going to be the footer below the photos, and then I have a 1/4 inch strip of green, which is going to just add a little contrast of color, and I feel that that little strip of green pops the green stars that are in that pattern paper above it. You can see all of the blues and the grays, but that green is harder to pick out, and so I liked the way that the green complemented my son's shirt and then popped the green in the stars there. Then I have that stripy border that's going to go up above those photos, and that is a 1/2 inch strip across there. And then I'm going to just use my photo for the height because I printed these and they were 4 by 3 originally, but the 4 by 3 didn't fit going across the page the way I wanted it to, so I literally just hit shrink by, I think I shrunk it by 75%, and that I have no idea what height that ends up being, which is why I just used the photos to cut that journal spot there. Now I'm going to lay out the embellishments. So with the embellishments, I got the 12 by 12 collection kit, which came with stickers. I also got the words, and I got the clear stickers as well as some flair. And so I'm just going to pull out embellishments that I like these stars because the stars complemented the stars in the pattern paper. And by just having that little sort of cascade of stars down that journal space, it tied everything in together. I am going to use a piece of flair beside the big awesome there, and that flair says cool kid just because I felt that the cool was a fun play on words with the ice cream. And then I'm going to look at these. These are the stickers that come in the collection kit. So I have that Love It, but I knew I wanted to adhere things down because if I put the sticker down and I hadn't stuck everything else down, I was going to run into trouble. So it's time to commit to the placement of these particular things so that I can then go in and further embellish the page and actually stick things down the way that I wanted to. Everything lines up pretty quickly and easily because it's all straight lines, which is kind of unusual for me. Although I tend to be very linear in my scrapping. My ATG went offline and I just didn't feel like realigning it, so I reached for some other form of adhesive. That is going to be my journaling spot right there, and I am going to just handwrite the journaling in. I don't mind my handwriting, and so that's why that's going to go there. And then that big old awesome. Now I toyed with the idea of popping that up on some foam adhesive, but I decided not to because I didn't want too many things sky high off my page. But I am going to put this Mr. Fantastic banner on some foam adhesive over that circle there. And in that circle I will write the date above and the year below Mr. Fantastic there. Now you can see the circle that's in that top right hand corner with that little embellishment cluster up there. The reason I had actually put the circle behind Mr. Fantastic was I was hoping to incorporate 3 circles into the layout. So I had the flare that says Cool Kid, I have that circle behind Mr. Fantastic, and then I really wanted that green circle up the top there, but I actually end up missing a 3rd circle because the circle just didn't work up the top right. You'll see as I get to it, I cut it in half and that didn't work. I really liked this scallop, this asymmetrical sort of scallop border. However, it is on a clear sticker, and that clear sticker, when you put it down on that navy background paper, was not visible. So all I did was stick it down on a piece of white cardstock there and just trimmed it out so that it really pops, and it kind of looks like a cloud up there with that little sticker that says, it's actually a die cut that says "You're the best." So this is where I think if I cut this circle in half that it'll look better, but I cut it too much in half, if that makes sense. I probably needed to just take off the right quarter of the circle and it would have looked okay up there, but I'd taken too much off. So I toyed with it on the page and trying to make it work, and I end up abandoning it because it doesn't work. So I have that asymmetrical scallop and the "You're the best," but I feel like they're kind of floating up there and they need something to ground them. And so I just take a piece of that gray, rip off the edge, and that creates a bit of a shelf for those elements up there. Now I'm just going to arrange these stars, and there's a light blue star that's down below Awesome. You can just kind of see it in there. It's really hard to see amongst the busyness of all of the other stars that are on the pattern paper. So something else that I am going to do off camera is I'm going to just trace over that with a very fine tip black pen there. Some of these other stars are, again, from those clear stickers, and so I am going to back them on some white cardstock again, just like I did with that scallop, so that you can see them against that really dark background that I've got there. That dark background is kind of different for me because lately I've been using a lot of white and some mixed media, but I really wanted to incorporate as much of the Cocoa Vanilla Studio as I could into this particular layout. There's that circle again that I really tried to make work, and just it was not cooperating with me, and that was not going to happen. So I'm going to glue all of that down. I do leave, so that word Awesome, you can actually pop out the innards of the letters, so between the E and the S and the inside of the O, but I left it all there. It came with it because I just liked that it was a lot easier to see the word without moving the innards. So I'm going to glue all of this down, and I'm going to then journal in that space. I am going to take out another banner sticker and a couple of word stickers. There we go. I like the way that the movement of those words, so the first one says "Here comes trouble," the second one on that blue star says "So much fun," and then the third one in the star that small star says "Terrific." I like the way that that white just gives a pop of brightness into those stars and kind of helps move your eye. You have all of these horizontal elements that move your eye across the page and create some movement on that page there. So I had originally put the title Fugo up by my son right there just holding the ice cream cone, only it looked funny. It had this kind of Fugo and then you had this awesome and it wasn't Fugo awesome. So I moved it, and that, my friends, is my page. So be sure to head over to Scrapbook Your Joy and check out what the store has. There's lots of new goodies in there, and be sure to stop back in a week or two for some more goodies that I have to share from the store. Enjoy these close-ups. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in the box down below. Thanks for having me, Sandra, and I hope you're doing well. Take care.